10 facts about Jose Rizal you might not know. Number 1. Jose Potasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Yolanda. He was a patriot, physician, poet, par excellence, and novelist who inspired in the Philippines nationalist movement. He died at age 35, executed by Spanish colonial masters who ruled the Philippines for 350 years. Number 2. Birthplace. Rizal was born on June 19, 1861 in Calamba Town, Laguna Province. A Filipino nationalist, writer, and polymath active at the end of Spanish colonial period of the Philippines. He is considered the national hero of the Philippines. Student. He initially studied medicine in Manila. At the age of 21, he traveled to Spain to complete his medical degree at the Universidad Central de Madrid, where he was conferred the degree of licentiate in medicine. He went to Paris and Germany to specialize in ophthalmology, in part because he wanted to cure his mother's failing eyesight. European education. While in Europe, Rizal committed himself to the reform of Spanish rule in his home country. Through the peaceful means, he was a passionate writer and published his first novel, Noli Me Tangere, Touch Me Not, The Social Cancer, 1887. In Berlin, Noli enlightened the evil of the Spanish rule in his home. Jose Rizal was a naughty boy in the famous Moth and the Lamp story. Perhaps no other story sums up Rizal's childhood so succinctly as his famous story about the lamp and the moth. And despite what you may think, little Rizal was actually being naughty. Decision to study abroad. He did not inform his parents because he knew that they, especially his mother, would disapprove it. Also, he did not inform Leonor because he was thinking that Leonor could not keep a secret. Unhappy days at the UST. Rizal was unhappy at this diminution institution of the higher learning because the diminution professors were hostile to him. The Filipino students were reservedly discriminated against by the Spaniards. Third, the method of instruction was obsolete and repressive. Rizal darkest winter. The winter of 1886 was his darkest winter. He lived in poverty. Rizal starved in Berlin and shivered with wintry cold. He began to cough, and he feared that he was going to be sick with tuberculosis. Execution. Though Jose Rizal called for peaceful reform of Spain's colonial rule in the Philippines and abhorred violence in his writings, a colonial court sentenced him to death by musketry. At age 35, Rizal was executed on December 30, 1896 in Bagumbayan, now Rizal Park in Luneta, Manila. After the execution, Rizal fired up the Philippine nationalist movement. Filipino Revolutionary Forces under General Emilio Aguinaldo, first president, declared independence on June 12, 1898.